I'll mention it again. I've said it before. Back over there, that's where the corner of the house was, and there was a lot of water accumulating there, and I couldn't get it because you got two fences. I can't manage what's going on his property, and that's no big deal. So I ran the evaporation basin, and you got to go, because it's underneath the foundation, right? So you got to go deeper than the foundation. You got to maintain the slope. So it gets kind of deep over here. And then trying to make this, where this is just woods and scrub and stuff, trying to make it look pretty and trying to blend it in where the grass stopped. The grass used to stop about there. And this was a wooded area. So anyway, I dug this evaporation basin. I had kind of ran an extent, like a little bit out here, but I blocking it with rocks. I'm not using any metal. I'm not using, trying not to use any man-made stuff, right? Trying to make it look primitive. Anyway, it's also hard to get grass to grow underneath the tree, but I'm just kind of keeping this as a collection point for rocks. There are multiple tons of gravel through here. And right about there, there's probably a foot of gravel below where you can see. And you can, I did videos of them in the past, you can see it. And then I've got like flat rocks, so where you can kind of see that flat rock there. There's another one, and there's a little bit of mud in there, but I've gotten most of this out because leaves fall, yada, 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 it collects down in it. So I've always kind of maintained a little bit of a slope, so if something got in there, like a squirrel or something, he could always get out, right? It's not that deep. And sometimes it'll fill up with water and it'll come up to about where this basin is in a big storm, and then other times it's dry, right? But there's there's some water in there now, and it hasn't rained in a couple of days. Anyway, since this is like the lowest it is in a while, I'm switching tasks to do this. With that said, I've had this blocked off trying to get grass to grow, and I put a bunch of bricks and stuff, and you can see how it was green, very bright green at one time, and now it's like all dead again. And I put bricks to keep the dog from crushing them, have some place to start growing in between the bricks, right? And finally, over there, and that's a clean out. Over there, I put some plants. The dog was chewing them. He likes to chew on fresh planted plants. He did the same thing when I did this here. Trying to get that out. Keep him out, so I put this wire, which he thinks is electric. It's not. I turned it on like the first couple of days. So now I'm cleaning it out. And man, I am old and I'm fat and it's hot and I'm out of shape. There's a dragonfly. So the nice thing about dragonflies is they eat mosquitoes. I did not see many mosquitoes whatsoever here. I don't normally get bit by mosquitoes because this thing is full of tadpoles, and the dragonflies come here. And I just literally picked up this huge tree frog that had kind of hidden down on this side behind the rocks. I'm kind of leery about snakes, but I don't see any. But anyway, that's a rock making the side there, and there's rocks, these big flagstones. I'm kind of like in the process of digging that out so that I can make another kind of terrace, and we're going to plant in the fall some plants like I planted these in the spring. Some kind of big green ladybug. Whatever, cool. That's a Japanese iris. That is a Japanese iris. There's a couple of monkey grass in here. I think there's one that's a dwarf and one big one. I don't know what this was, but it had like yellow flowers on it. It was pretty. try to get that established. Eventually I'll get over to this side, but that's where I'm at right now. Literally, like I said, just trying to get a little bit of the mud and the dirt that had accumulated, get it out, make it a little bit wider so the water will stay clear. Most of the time this water is very clear, but over here you can see I need to do the same thing like this. I'm gonna try to do that all the way around. And I'm kind of at the level or the limit over here because I want to have a path where I can walk, plus have the flowers, yada, yada, yada.